Aw. Thank you.
I've been shopping.
Aww.
Does it say stop streaming?
Did I hit the right thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Hi! Welcome back to Buy the Dice.
It's been an interesting evening. We were in the middle of discussing stuff.
Yes. I think before we get started, we do have a couple of announcements. First, huge shout out to Rare Earth for contributions of the old Toby. And yes.
And advertising for us on their Facebook page.
Yes. And
Yes,
that.
thank you.
And
Thanks to Rare Earth, Eugene, Oregon.
Yes. And to Ripped Reptiles, located here in Eugene as well, who have been sponsoring us for ink and paper so that we don't have to hand transcribe things.
Yeah, because carpal tunnel is real.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, if you want it printed, just upload it to our Google Drive.
Alright.
I mean, to be fair, I'd probably spend more time reading it than actually printing it.
Printing, it's my job. And another announcement. We are going to be, for the time being, postponing Dragons in Downtown and moving back to an only Sunday nights schedule. We were having a blast with the story we were telling, and the gears kind of just stuck when
Yeah.
it became harder to write the story with all of the newly relevant events in the world. And come across with that wisdom that we were aiming for.
Look, we are a group of largely not persons of color, and it just seemed very untenable, at least for the time being, to tell those stories well, particularly in light of ongoing current events, which continue to plague American society in particular. So we do apologize. We only want to tackle that subject with respect, and we're just not going to do it if we're not absolutely certain we can do it right.
Yep, so in the meantime, while I'm working on writing something that comes across with grace and dignity, we will be tabling it for the time being. And with that, I believe last time we visited Aelwood, y'all had landed on Castrovel and collected a bounty for the late Ahsoka.
Indeed.
Which was your confirmation that you did indeed get the deed done. That goddess is no more.
I have a toe to prove it.
Yeah.
You found out that it was Ahsoka's parents who had placed the bounty and are the rulers of this particular subsect of the world.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
And you set about going into the builder's market with your newly acquired build points.
How many build points do we have?
You each have 40.
Ooh, lovely.
Halpin is already way ahead of you, having done this 100,000 times or more, and is probably off shopping or networking.
Networking. Networking!
So, as you guys, get out of the galley and start disembarking your ship, what kind of things are you talking about changing?
Well, it seems to me that if we're going to get to cruise around the universe, we're going to find people in need of, I don't know, all sorts of help and food, and did you notice our ship can grow things? We can grow pears and apples and, we could grow pecans. We could grow pecans, oranges. I mean, really, the possibilities are endless.
Well, true. But, and I right there with you, but we've got to do something about those sales.
What's wrong with the sails?
Well, they're mostly safe.
What do you mean, mostly safe?
They can distort time like walking into the Fey realm.
Actually, that's all. I'll need you to roll a perception check.
Ooh.
As per the last.
Oh wait, I'm using my
Activation of the
Ginny
chaos
D
sails.
dice for luck. Come on, Ginny D. What did I roll? 12.
12?
Wait.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm still
Multiply.
using my... Oh wait, multiply that by 2?
Yeah.
24.
Perfect. 24 is more than enough to realize that Larice looks taller, but you can tell that she hasn't gotten any taller. Her clothes fit just fine. And your clothes seem to hang just a little bit more heavily on you.
Yeah.
That's all. You're not blue anymore. Go digging through my things and pull out my mirror and hand it to her.
I thought I got to stay blue.
If you want to, you can.
I do want to stay blue.
Well, Betzel, you're also... Well, here, hand her a mirror.
What do you see?
My ears! My beautiful ears! It's not my nose. Oh, goodness gracious me! Is my hair even more gray?
Quite silver, actually.
Oh! What is happening? I look like a halfling!
I want to use my quick identify skill to try and, like, just...
I look at the...
I'm going to use that basic academic knowledge of halflings.
Even your tusks are gone.
Oh, my beautiful tusks in here.
30?
Oh yeah,
Reach out.
Betzel's a halfling.
Yes, you're a halfling, and you're all about how tall?
I would say no taller than 4 foot.
You're about 4 foot tall, though, so you're relatively tall for a halfling.
At least I look like a blueberry, I suppose. I didn't lose any. I check for pudge. Or
You're
whatever.
still nice and squish.
Nice. Oh good. Oh good. I didn't lose my thighs.
Great news, though. Now you're fun-sized enough.
For what?
Think of all of the nice little places that you can get in the blackberry patches now without hurting yourself.
But I'll need an even taller ladder for the fruit trees. That's a good point.
We'll rig a pulley system. It'll be okay.
Ah, clever.
And Larice, with your background, you would know that it was absolutely the chaos sales that brought about this change.
That's the sales.
Well, if nobody else wants to go through such a drastic transformation, I suggest that Larice is right, and we should replace the sails right away.
Well, we should keep them because they're still good for emergencies. I mean, if you've got to get out of Dodge, everything else is disabled. It's a good way to go.
So like auxiliary sails.
Yeah, because
We keep them offline all the time though?
with what you're talking about helping people, I don't know about you guys, but if She wants to help people who are in trouble. Trouble tends to follow people in my experience. How about yours?
My experience, trouble always finds me.
Well, if we're going out there to help people, will trouble find us?
Yeah, but it could be fun.
I have hair growing out my nose.
It used to grow off the tip of your ears. It's okay. We can. I think they make something around here where we can trim that.
Oh, yes.
What do you suggest we replace the sails with?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see what's available. Would it all be available?
Yeah, you're on Casterbell.
Shadow.
In the builder's market, you can find people to install anything in the interstellar drives section.
Well, I certainly want to look at whatever one you choose. I suppose I need to know how my ship functions.
Shadow's on the last page.
I have no idea what a free captain is, but I know I am one.
Sorry, I'm just spouting off random stuff because I happen to remember it.
Larice, could you give me a knowledge academia check?
Sure. 35.
Cool. While you're researching that, you would be able to communicate that the free captains are a group of more privateers, though some of them are outright pirates,
Okay, got it.
who function in a very democratic society.
So, you really want to know, Betzel?
Oh. Well, I mean, I suppose it's good to know who I'm allied with.
She's actually going through the catalog of possible drives while she's saying this and just kind of like engrossed. Well, it's a council that's elected by captains, such as yourself, based on the input from their
Plasma cutter?
crew's the heads of their departments and their crew, i.e. us,
And then,
as an independent council, our ship and our holdings being considered their own universe, or their own country, planet, under captain's rule, as it were, or captain's guidance, as most of us are far too busy. This can range in everything from...
Almost anarchy?
Well, no, you're voted in most cases as far as to which captains are on the council. And you-
Anarcho-democracy.
Kind of. Catch. You send the best and the brightest from your own individual holdings, i.e. the person voted captain by us.
Wait. Oh, you think I'm the best and the brightest? Oh, even after I lost my ears and my tusks.
Betzel, you're still you.
Oh, you just like my teeth.
Exactly. It doesn't change just because you're hobbit sized now. It's just going to be really cute watching you walk across the kitchen carrying full gallon jugs of ale.
That is true.
I cast Betzel's tiny kitchen.
It removes itself off of the wall of your galley and materializes in front of you.
Now, here's the big question. Is it sized for old Betzel or new Betzel?
Now that you've cast it again, it's sized for you.
Oh. Okay. Windy, darling. You put the kitchen back.
Kitchen just starts like slowly moving. You can almost hear the wind cursing. After it gets a little ways up the ramp onto the deck, you see the boards trying to help.
Nice.
The ship's like, oh, you poor thing.
As after a moment of this and explain to you, you should also know that their privateers they can range from actual decent privateers, mercenaries, cutthroats, villainous murderers, plunderers, straight out space pirates. there's a little bit of representation of everybody on the council, really.
In that case, we're gonna need shields. We're gonna need lots of shields. As we're, I think, rather wealthy, even here, yes?
We own a god.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need shields, and in case we get attacked, and I think we should use all of this extraordinary wealth to feed all the people and find, of course, new recipes. You know, I used to be a curator of the finest spirits. Now I have a much bigger world to explore. Well,
Indeed.
many worlds to explore, and I'm sure with many fine spirits.
Indeed, indeed.
Spirits.
So, yeah.
I wonder if I can trap them in crystals.
Oh, some to be sure.
Have you ever dunked a spirit entrapped in a crystal into your ale before?
You said
Well-
fine spirits, and the first thing I thought of was barrel of ale.
Sugar makes a lovely crystal. I
Um,
dip all kinds of things in sugar.
Indeed.
so, sounds wonderful, but, we need to look for somebody who can install a constellational orrery, and how much is that?
What's a constellational orrery?
Well, we wouldn't be stuck using the slipstream to travel. We'd be guiding ourselves based off of trajectories from constellations, using this as a mapping thingy.
You mean by the stars themselves?
Yes.
Oh! I love it!
Prices
Oh wait,
should
how,
be on the
how
front.
much is that going to cost us?
I don't know. We're gonna have to find somebody who'd sell one. But they standardly are relatively they're big. We could fit one on our ship because it's a huge ship. But
Very big.
we won't go off course, and they're pretty reliable. And it's like, remember the thing they used to map where the planets were in the Spartan colleges, because of those, and
Yeah.
in magical schools, where it shows how the planets move in all directions.
Of course.
It's like that, only with the relative stars of constellations and where they happen to be. If it's tuned properly, it's fine.
Astral map.
That adjusts to your current position.
Oh, I love it.
You just have to make sure that there's...
What do you think?
It's better than ending up like...
I
Let's all
mean,
woke up
who
a
else
halfling.
wants to turn into a halfling here? I'm just saying.
Might not be a halfling.
Well,
Oh, lovely.
I mean, you could be like me. I woke up to wings and a tail.
Oh,
Apparently, I can fly.
Can
really?
you
Would
demonstrate?
you show me?
I can try. So I'm gonna extend out wings that are kind of like reptilian, almost like a bat, but they have like little claws on them.
Yeah.
Black.
Oh my goodness!
Lift up and just kind of like float a little bit.
That's
best part-
wonderful!
You
The best
are.
part is I can use my tail as a weapon. I can actually whack people with it now.
And I turned into a halfling and lost my tusks.
Yes, but think
That's
about
not
all
fair
the...
at all.
I don't know about anybody else here, but have you ever tried halfling food?
Yeah.
Them little peoples know how to cook.
Oh, that is
do.
true. That is true. They have rather. I mean, it was halflings who taught me half the recipes I know and introduced me to the old Toby.
I figured my tail kind of resembles, like a black, almost like an old dinosaur tail. It kind of works like a stegosaurus. It comes out like a club with little spikes come off the sides of it.
Oh, you know what?
You know, you guys have just been through a chaos warp. You can have whatever you want as far as physical descriptors.
Yeah.
Larice hasn't changed.
I don't know if I've changed. I don't think I have. I'm still a little dwarf.
So Titanius and I are sitting here going.
You just got a little bit of less, facial
Well-
hair. You're alright.
I'm a dwarf. I don't have much less facial hair.
There's no such thing. It's
It's
just kind of look at Titanius.
You got trimmed.
We got screwed, man.
right.
Like,
You got screwed, I lost me tusks!
yes, but you gained a bottomless appetite.
Yes, that's true.
Have you ever seen a halfling drink?
Of course. Thinking of the old Toby, I have a strain here called rare earth. Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah?
I mean, we're about to go shopping, spending ungodly amounts of money. Yeah?
Yeah?
All right.
Your constellation order will run you 40 build points.
So that's one of us down.
I'm out.
Well,
For
why don't we split it up? I know it's like, why don't we just combine our build
Yeah,
points?
there's 4 of us.
Yeah, there's 4 of us. Why don't we
So
just go
let's-
10 apiece?
10 apiece.
That works. That leaves me with 30.
Well, there's 40 between you.
Yeah,
Like,
we
like
each have
40,
between us?
40, 40, 40.
Yeah,
Right.
but
So
each
if
have
we
40.
each
If
we
it's
each
a-
put in 10, then there's also 4 of us. So
Oh, okay, that's how you were doing it. Is your
So
pool-
we're down to 30 each.
Down
Okay.
to 30 each instead of one person going through all 40
Well-
games at once.
Yep.
Technically, I go down to having 10 left because I've already played.
As you guys are having this discussion and walking along your way to the builder's market, a very, very small creature, about yay big, comes flitting up, carrying an ungodly bag. This looks like they're trying to carry Santa's gift bag. Hold up, and pulls the paper out of the bag. Looks like there was another bounty on, Ahsoka? Ahsoka! Yes, Ahsoka. What was not her parents?
well, who was it?
It was actually from the free captains themselves.
Oh, wait. Did we get to take our own bounty?
Oh.
Well,
Yes.
Apparently,
Oh,
the rest of the free captains decided.
as the saying
I
sounds-
suppose we didn't put the bounty out on her.
That's
That
good.
was before we.
No,
did
they
that.
made us free captains for taking care of the bounty on top of. Was that a
Aelwood and Finderseer were considered free terrains.
So we gave them the terrains and they made us free captains.
No, you killed the thing stepping on their territory.
Oh,
So they gave
well,
us a bounty on top
I'm going
of
to
the free captains.
read over the bounty and find out exactly what was included in the bounty for this.
Well, you get your choice of where you move your possession of Ahsoka's body in space, and you each now have, since you're down to 30, you each now have 100 build points.
They got 70 each.
No, yes, you got 70 each between you.
Okay, so we need to put something to a vote. What constellation do we want to live in?
I want to live somewhere where we can do a lot of good, but not somewhere so dark that we're not making a difference at all.
Well, we're going to be orienting by the stars and constellations. Just pick a star. You know, like that weird children's story that said something about the second star to the right and straight on till morning.
2 things. Are we outside?
Yes,
Is it day or night?
it is broad daylight.
And we're in the
Oh,
middle
then I
of...
can't. Then I can't pick a star.
Well, technically you can because you're floating in a false atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
In a nebulously, magically lit space.
This sky very much so shows you the stars around you.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's
Uh,
all of them.
So I look up and I see one way off in the distance that looks somehow slightly shell pink. And it's fairly bright. But it is in a cluster of other stars. And I point out, you see that pink one? Let's go there.
Yeah, but do
Whatever
we want
that
to move
is.
it? Is that where we want to live, though?
I don't know. We won't know till we get there.
They'll only relocate Ahsoka from just keeping her in holding space once.
Oh.
You still have to get to the Broken Rock to tell them where you want her moved.
And we do need
So
to
you got time.
So,
Also, I suppose we should just do some research to find out where would be the best place to go, right?
Well, I was gonna say, let's just, on our way to the Broken Rock, take our time a little bit and just see where we feel comfortable. Maybe, just see where in space we feel like a good vibe. And
That's
we
you'll
do that
remember
with-
the Broken Rock from your brief transport there from Aelwood.
And so I figure let's just try doing that. Maybe just see where we're feeling as we go through and go to pick her up, and then we can just decide on the way there as we go through these different locations.
It's not a bad idea. We don't necessarily need to anchor Ahsoka to the same place we wind up settling.
It would also help if the captain chose a pilot.
I think you just fully told yourself, did you not?
Works for me. Good at
Works
flying
for me.
dragons.
Alright,
Flying a
so
ship
let me
can't
make
be too
sure I
hard.
got this right here. Wait, aren't you the gunnery?
No. Security.
you can do both.
Security? You're the first officer. Looks like, and you're my science officer. Looks like I've got an issue here. I suppose I can be the pilot. Wait, is the captain supposed to be the pilot? Fine, whatever. We're free captains. That means we can do it how we want.
I'll be the
Oh.
pilot.
You'll be the what?
I'll be the pilot.
You'll be the pilot.
I can fly a dragon, I can fly a ship.
Who wants to be a gunnery?
I vote the first mate.
Yeah, I could take over gunnery too.
I suppose it's a little unorthodox, but what choice have we got? And you're engineering and sciencey stuff, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna.
So then, what do I do?
Well, for starters, you
Yeah,
get to make.
Denver would be perfect for you.
Well, we've got to figure something out. So when it comes to the talking to the people you say you want to help, it's probably a better idea that you do that, Batzel.
Oh,
And
Yeah, I figured they're good with the crossbow, they should be good with the gunnery.
I suppose that's true. Oh, you don't look thrilled about.
No, that's
Look, I have an idea that might excite you, actually. So, I was thinking we purchase some of them mines, but instead of putting explosive, terrible materials in them, we use them as seedbeds. And when we find planets with, limited food life and all, we plant them on the planet instead and grow food from them. Also, I saw this thing. I was looking through one of these catalogs earlier, and I saw this thing that said it was a pod and it said it was a weapon. But I'm betting that if you and Larace engineered them together, then, well, we could use them as rescue ships.
Or shuttles.
Or shuttles. And we still need someone to aim them where they're going. You wouldn't have to use the weapon systems as weapons. Unless,
Right.
of course, you wanted to.
right.
Could use your defense.
And you'd still be first mate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that from you.
we're all gonna have to do all kinds of stuff.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We have so much to learn.
Also, the old captain decided to stay on the ship after all. I seem to remember that.
He's kind of just sitting there,
Got it.
He's kind of just sitting back. He seems quite partial to our galleys. Last I saw him, he was stuffing his face.
I believe the previous captain and first officer were supposed to be getting off here at our next stop.
I believe so.
They were going back to the rock and
But
getting off peaceably, having.
although I'm not sure where I put those papers, I seem to remember. Oh, okay. I seem to remember you gave me a crew, and one of them happened to be the captain.
Yes, you have the crewmates, you have the personnel files on them, because they will be on your ship until you get to the Broken Rock,
Okay.
where they do need to disembark and
Retire.
turn in their badges,
All
Go
right.
about their merry way.
Okay.
so they can no longer have the protection
So
of the free
we'll have to
captains.
double up on jobs, and I can be the pilot sometimes too. I've always wanted to sail by the stars.
Yes, and we won't know which constellation we're in when we're pointing out stars until we change out the drive. About how far from port are we at this point?
Well, you've, I'd say, walked about 35 minutes, so you're just coming up to what it looks like a bazaar, but like, this is more technology than most of you have ever encountered in your life.
Oh my! It's like a whole way of life.
Stay away from the glowy parts.
I never imagined. What?
Don't touch.
Also,
Just don't.
Oh, it's like lightning then.
Sometimes. Or liquid fire. Or liquid cold.
Or liquid chaos.
Or liquid chaos.
Oh, it does
or
sound
liquid
dangerous.
or liquid shadow energy.
I will
And it
take your word for
hurts
it.
and runs on ouch.
Take your word for it
So
and
don't
avoid
touch
the
the
glowing
shiny.
things.
Don't touch the shiny, you can look at it, don't look at the shadowy ones or the chaos ones. Don't follow the shimmer to our sails. They're pretty. It's mesmerizing. It'll drive you crazy.
also, as the security officer, I figured out certain ways to take the ship weapons and the ship defense system and turn it into little weapons that we can use in the field.
You're just an absolute treasure trove.
For example, took gravity wells, created gravity mines.
We could take
Oh,
the
you're
mines.
brilliant! I'd have never thought of such a thing.
We can take mines and fill them with all of our favorite seeds. And then in the center of it, put a core, a glass core, with giant growth plant food. So
And
that
then-
it's like a potion of plant growth
Yeah.
onto a pile of seeds. If we carpet bomb a planet with them,
Yeah, or we
We
wouldn't
could
even need to
fix-
carpet bomb a planet with them if we can get a small enough but a big enough kind of like charge. Like since they are a mine, just like break out the charge a little bit to spread those seeds a further distance without damaging them. That way they have more spread and can get more coverage.
air. Can you make it reverse gravity?
For the gravity mines?
Yeah.
Yes.
To pull them down into it?
No,
Oh,
to
Does it-
without any concussion, fire, boom, or anything to.
Well, currently I have them set up to where they can expand outwards and the gravity comes up in a cone and lifts roughly 5 feet off the ground. And holds like almost like levitation.
Yeah, but we don't want it to hold it. We want it to be able to like spread
Fling it.
out. Like if fling out the seeds. That way, once they're in the fertilizer, that way they have more coverage to be able
Oh
to.
yeah, I mean there's several ways I can modify it.
I know the perfect place to test it.
Yeah, that's what
The
we.
planet we just decimated.
I can modify it.
It still had a surface, remember? We only took a chunk out of it. And the ocean filled it.
Sure. I mean, we did just destroy a whole planet.
Much,
could-
much the way the asteroid did to our planet circa the dinosaurs, it is cooling off from being a burning planet.
Well, that's okay. We can figure out ways to cool it too. So
I mean,
it's a fireball.
it's not the worst place to find a way to terraform planets and to use it as a testing ground. Now that it doesn't have an evil goddess controlling it, you know.
My
Who
thing
knows?
is, how is it going to get watered? How are they going to get water or
Well, we'll have to find a way to recreate an atmosphere, I suppose.
that's the one thing is we might need to try to find a planet that already has somewhat of an atmosphere to test it.
Wait, did we destroy the atmosphere?
No, you did not destroy the atmosphere. You simply. What happened was when the ichor lit, everything that had an infection of ichor set itself ablaze as though following a trail of gasoline.
So the water would still
So,
be
to
sustainable.
be honest, by the time we make it all the way back there, the fire might have fallen out if all the ichor's burned up, and might be able to. I mean, at the very least, it's a good testing ground.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that we're going to be able to get a good test out of it, like atmospheric wise, for making sure it gets watered and.
We can also use it to test the idea of making atmospheres, but that would mean removing it, and I think some idiots decided to stay behind.
So, yeah, I think terraforming
I
it
mean, we
would
might
be.
be just dumping them out, though. I mean,
If
we're
we
not
carpet
trying to
bomb it
just-
with seeds, sure.
They survived the carpet bombing.
I mean, it's just seeds.
Yes. It is.
Sure, we can deliver them safely.
Atmospheric explode. If we make it detonate, like push outward in the atmosphere.
Sure, if we rig it so that once it hits a certain level of, air pressure, as it comes down,
2,000 feet up.
yeah, and then it'll explode, and so the seeds will just come, sort of floating on the wind.
You know, sort of
Okay.
like that file, even though the shot didn't hit Ahsoka directly, kind of
Well-
just blew her to oblivion.
But hold on, we still have to finish figuring out how we're gonna outfit our ship. Even
That is
before
true.
we get to the. Wait,
Well,
do we outfit our ship here or at the Rock?
well,
Every
This is-
major planet has a builder's market where you can outfit your ship.
we can
Alright.
do it here. Look around. And the sooner we have an orrery, the better off we are, because the next time we set sail, we are so screwed.
Well, if we want to take the goddess with us, we're gonna need an anchor by which to pull her on our ship, so that we're not just abandoning her here in space.
Well,
She'll stay where she landed in space.
as I said,
Yeah, but somebody else could come and get her.
And we're welcome to go claim her, and we're welcome to take back our property with the backing of the free captains. It's ours.
I mean, we did want to. All right.
And
You're
any,
the
part,
captain
and any
because
part with an
Paladins.
intelligence above a 3 is in the free captains. And is not going to mess with free captain territory.
So she is claimed right where she is.
Yep.
Until we ask for a permanent
Is
relocation.
she
point.
anchored to a specific spot in space, or is she just floating around out there?
Currently, she is caught in Castrovel's gravitational pull, so she'll just kind of orbit like a moon.
Okay.
Until we're ready to move her.
So I suppose all that's left to do is decide what we're doing here and then head to the Rock, right?
Well, we need to refit the ship so that we can get proper coordinates to the rock and not have to worry about changes.
yeah.
I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to leave here flying on chaos sails or an orrery.
No, we're definitely, that's why I was saying, while we're installing the
Interstellar.
astronomical
An
orbit.
astral orrery, it's a little like thingy.
Well, it's a big thingy, but
It's
Well,
relatively large.
while we're installing that, we might as well install some anchors and some pods and some mines and some weapons. I mean, we do want the ship to be able to defend itself,
Yeah.
just in
Oh.
case pirates come to call, like
For the
real
record-
pirates, not like us pirates.
It also occurs to me that if we took those mines and we dropped them in space, if somebody's ship, because ships have atmospheres, collides with one, it would be incredibly destructive, and it would just turn into this floating plant mass in space.
A floating garden. Xenowarden ships come with part of that equipped already.
Uh-huh.
So, as you're
That's
entering...
so you're daydreaming, and it shows.
No, Chris was about to say something.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I lost it.
Floating gardens in space.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. And then I agree with getting the ship equipped with some defensive measures, because if we are going to be traveling to the rock and then beyond, we're going to need to be able to defend ourselves in some way. We can't
Okay.
just be very passive about it.
And for that matter, I suppose we will need some, like, real weapons. You know, like, do damage weapons. Just in case.
Like,
I only want one.
what is that?
It's called one capital cannon is all we need, and nobody will want to go anywhere near us. It's called a teleportation cannon.
They wouldn't want to go near us because they can't go near us. We'll just teleport them somewhere else.
Only the part the beam hits.
Oh, I love that.
So we can literally teleport the middle of their ship just gone. And
To a certain depth, I mean, the amount that it teleports depletes, but and it just ships it to a random part of space. If they're lucky, they'll land on a planet, so it's like they get to play roulette.
Rather vicious. But I do like it as a defensive weapon.
that, and I think we need something that goes a little boomy boom.
Plus, we could just, transport their weapons away. And
Yeah.
I really like that.
Came up with an idea for the seed mines.
Oh! I suppose I should look that if I'm a captain now.
To use the gravity well.
So, apparently in my new form, I'm also quite blind. And, I can't imagine that I can math. Could you just explain it to me, love?
Well, I took the gravity wells and instead of it coming up in a cone and just straight cone coming up, I made it to where I can fill a pot on the inside with roughly about 30 to 50 seeds. In which case, I can increase the pressure, so instead of it blowing out in just a steady cone of, say, 5 feet, it can blow out at 25 to 30 feet, in which case creating like a tornado-style vortex, which blows the seeds out around the mine.
Oh, that's quite brilliant, since seeds will propagate themselves, and they need
Enter.
space.
Would you please look over the smart right there, because it applies exclusively to mines, and let me know if that's something you want on your mines.
It'll work. I was hoping for them to be bigger.
We do. The answer is we do. I read that one.
Yes, I would be totally down for that. What about the cost, since that's for a ship and it would be more of a miniature type kind of thing?
The reason I wanted to see if you wanted them smart is because it'll cost you a time and a half what the original base cost of the weapons are.
Okay. Is that per one or per the lot? Since it'd be
for the
smaller
lot.
one. Okay.
So
Oh,
if you get
how
a,
big is the
if you
lot?
get a bulk discount, then the 1.5 would be times the discounted price.
Okay. So what would you say the lot would be?
Well, how many are you trying to buy for a lot?
If they're mines I can modify, like completely modify,
Other mines we can retrieve because that'll make a difference.
that actually does make a difference.
Well, they're made of mostly metals, so if you can install some sort of magnet or gravity drive.
I mean, the ones that explode would be the ones that I wouldn't be able to retrieve, obviously.
Right. Like, I mean, if it's a demolition mine, and we'll want to order some of those,
I'm thinking like,
then those won't be retrievable, obviously. But the seed mines, probably make it so that they not so much blow up, but sort of come undone, and then possibly on landing, just land in their shape, and we could retrieve them and reuse
You
them.
could also, with the smart aspect to the mines, have them programmed to return to the ship.
Okay.
Oh!
Even better, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
smart.
So
And I
then,
wouldn't necessarily have to have the lot to where it's all one mine. I can
what about
choose which mines.
Modify the payloads.
Yeah, I can modify it.
about 60 mines to a lot?
You want a lot of 60 mines? Alright.
Well, are we going to how much space do we have for mines on our ship? Rough estimate of how many mines we can. How big are these mines?
I was thinking they could probably be like.
Oh, like this.
I was
See,
thinking
I was
that.
I was seeing something more like
Yeah.
this.
Even if it's the size of like,
A large tether ball is kind of what I was seeing.
I
yeah,
was thinking like a Vietnamese landmine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're looking at like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
like the tip
Okay.
of like a coffee can lid.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Oh,
Well, these would be
Yeah.
spherical because they're floating in
you could
space.
store hundreds of them.
Hundreds.
Hundreds. You have an entire fleet of Xenowarden ships.
Okay, so if there's enough room for that, I would say currently right now I'm just gonna do 100, and then that way I can play around with them.
Alright.
How many will fit on just our capital ship?
You could fit 250.
You want
Alright,
to
so
do
then I'll do 50, and then that way I have some to play around with.
Add 2 zeros.
So 250.
Whole fleet. 5,000.
Okay.
So we want. Wait.
How much for
Some
a lot
of
of
these need to
5,000
be-
mines?
We need no. Hold on. So how about if 5,000 is what you calculate? How about we do 2.5 seed mines and another 2.5 defensive actual low mines, and
Well-
you can tell those through the fleet too.
Well, like I was saying, I can modify the mines. It doesn't have to be one solid lot. So I can take a lot of 50 and decide, okay, I want to make 5 of these seed mines.
Right.
And then whenever they come back into the ship, I can take, I mean, they're reusable. They would probably have some degrade ratio where, a certain part of them gets dropped down and you can only use so many materials based off of.
Once you figure it out, we're going to have to teach the other captains how to modify the mines on their ships.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something more to teach
Yeah, that's
people.
something you could probably make money from, just saying. Oh, I'm becoming more like a halfling every minute.
I might be a raging barbarian, but, I do have intelligence.
There is such thing as nerd rage.
I would say
Is it to get past here? I don't know. I'll take it.
to fully arm your ship with mines that are unmodified but have the smart quality, I'm gonna charge you at least a down payment of 150 gold points for 5,000.
That's what I'm saying. We wouldn't need 5,000. We'd only need like 2,000. And then
2,000?
yeah, because if you think about it, so say we send out 2,000 mines. They all get used for a certain purpose. Well, the
Bunch of them are
deterioration,
coming back, right?
yeah, at least 1,800 will come back.
I have a question. How much for smart mines with no payload?
85.
85 for smart mines with no payload?
Mm-hmm.
Those would be easier to modify too.
Oh yeah.
We also have to get our payload materials so that we could have
And
some
also
in
we
mind.
can get them through viable channels,
So we
guys.
want 2,000 empty mines.
Oh, 2,000 no payload mines.
No.
Not
Is
5,000.
that what she said?
Yeah. Well,
2,500.
2,500.
And then we
2,500.
want another 2,500 that are just normal smart mines.
Okay, so
2,500 basic and 25.
40 for the smart mines with no payload, nothing in them, and then 65 for the ones that are smart mines that are designed to deal damage and not come back.
So 105.
Alright.
That's reasonable.
That is reasonable. Are
You
we
think you
splitting the
can
cost
do it
or-
for 100 even?
Persuade me.
Well, you see, first of all, everybody hates math, and there's 4 of us, and you're asking us to split an odd number based off of a 5 ratio into 4 spaces. Ergo, we're going to have to cut a point into quarters, which is a complete and absolute pain in the ass. Plus, you have to give us change at that point in a way that we can split it evenly as a basic buyer.
Roll with advantage.
Can I bardic inspiration that, or?
If you want to.
That goes under what? Diplomacy?
Oh wait, bardic inspiration only gives you advantage anyway. So
Or does it give me, or would that be a performance?
Either or, you can take your pick.
I'm definitely taking performance. 39.
Alright, it's 100 even.
So 25 each.
Correct. And that leaves us each with 70. And I just kind of mutter the other. I kind of just shut up. That leaves us each with, and then in all of your heads, you hear 75.
Well, not me, but yeah.
Well, you still. We all just still got the bargain basement discount.
So
Because
you
we're
had
buying them all.
100, right?
Yep.
So you had 30. Okay.
So you've passed the primary, the ranged weapons, so like the mines and pods and whatnot. And as you come up to the next,
somebody have a pencil I can borrow.
Give me 1 second.
And incidentally, I think it is time to buy new pencils.
well, that did not work.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I saw that.
Yeah, I need to write down how many points.
At this point, we'll be coming up to other weapons like lasers and your cannon.
Walk up to the teleportation cannon, and as I find one, and I
Are you
just
looking for a
gently
light teleportation beam or a heavy?
heavy.
Heavy.
I'm looking for. I know what it
Thank
does.
you, Budgie.
Alright, that's 35, but you're still running off of that plenty high performance. So I'd say I'll round it to 30.
30 even. 28. There's 4 of us.
32.
Ooh. Give it to him, though. That was very clever.
Yeah, you got my argument. Cool. I can deal with that 8 each.
8 each?
That's so 63 or 67.
7.
Fine. You have a heavy teleportation beam. Please markate on one of the weapons sections which side of your ship you want it on.
Ooh. These stat numbers are straight translate, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's
Look at I look over at everybody. We don't want to have to use the big gun unless we have to use the big gun, right?
Exactly. Kind of a last resort.
Okay, so we'll mount it aft.
I have another idea.
Not to mention the kick from it might help us get away a little faster.
I have an idea, actually. If we mount it either center top or center bottom, and we mount it on something that can go a full 360, then it won't matter what direction it's facing.
But the turret edges are going to be very vulnerable, and if we're running away,
We can ask the ship to accommodate the turret edges, grow right around
Pass
it,
me on
actually.
stage. Erasers on
Can we not?
I don't know.
Yes, you in fact can ask the ship to grow around it.
Okay. That'll work then, so...
That will give us full 360, well, not quite, because, you know, if it's on top we don't want it shooting straight down, and if it's on bottom we don't want it shooting straight down. But, you know, it'll give us a nice pattern, whether they're coming in from behind, or the side, or in
So
front.
aft with a raised projection. All right.
From the bottom of the ship.
Alright, cool, thank you.
Easier to conceal.
I agree.
Love it. And we need this installed discreetly, please. So it's in the turret section.
Perfect. Everything gets installed fairly discreetly. The builders here are quite good at their job.
And also, the ship is very accommodating.
So, based off of the smart lines, yeah.
All right.
Smart bullets.
Moving forward, does anybody else have weapons they have in mind?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I was just mentioning that
Hands in the shopping catalog.
since we
This
have
is what it is.
since we have smart mines, we should also be able to have smart bullets.
Missiles.
Yeah, maybe plasma torpedoes.
What are our current ship's armaments? Are we still talking like looks like normal old school load 'em by powder cannons?
Your former captain did not like the new technology at all.
What kind of shots he loading?
Big and small lead balls.
So,
So what a smart mine could be, considering a smart mine is spherical, it could be loaded in as a.
You can totally put it in a cannon.
That's what I'm thinking.
As long
Put
as
it in
we
a
tell it
cannon,
not
launch
to.
it out.
Well, we can keep the cannons as mine launchers.
but we might want to upgrade them or upgrade to something a little stronger at the same time.
We
Let's see here.
smart mines that follow the target.
A smart mine will home if needed.
I'm thinking a heavy buster cannon.
A heavy buster cannon?
Mhm.
God, your ship's gonna be terrifying.
It breaks down shields.
Yeah? And that's even 16 build points.
So that'd be another 4 each.
Yep.
So that'd
Wow.
drop us down to 63 each.
Look. Come on. Do you really want to know what we're going to use it for? Betzel, back me up on this one. You're the captain. Are we ever going to use a buster cannon to, say, break somebody else's ship, take all of their shit, and do some heinous crap?
Oh, I very much doubt it.
Well, I guarantee you they're not going to believe me, and you're the captain, so I can be keel-hauled in space if I don't follow your orders on these very, very heavy moral decisions like this. Hence why I didn't want to be captain.
So wait, are you asking me if I think we should have a buster on our ship?
Well, no, not
Break
so
the
much
ship
that,
apart?
because I can see uses for it. Maybe you can persuade them to give us more than, 16 for it? I mean, it looks kind of used. But you're probably better at it than I am, and
I'll try
what
to-
are we going to use? I mean, there are cases, but they're never going to believe me.
So, I've been given to understand
Look over it.
that
You.
I'm now a free captain, and that among the free captains, not everybody's, entirely savory sort. You know what I mean? So the thing is, I'm not so sure that I'd ever use such a, I don't know. I mean, it does seem like a drastic sort of thing, but just in case I really needed to repel the enemy, I wouldn't want to be responsible for all those lives and not actually be able to take care of them. What good am I then? What kind of captain would I be if I couldn't protect my own crew?
Roll
Captain.
diplomacy with advantage. Because you're adorable.
Captain.
Hey, you almost see the face of this absolutely massive rattlesnake
What are you
shift into.
Like, puppy.
Hey, Captain.
5, so let's hope that was a little better. 15.
plus diplomacy.
Diplomacy would be persuasion.
Yeah.
And then multiply it by 2. For a
That's
Pathfinder
18
esque.
times 2 is
36.
36.
36.
36 plus 15.
Alright,
no,
love.
36 total.
Oh, okay.
Alright, love, I'll give it to you. Let's say 8 even.
8 even.
It's 2 apiece.
Lovely.
Perfect.
Also,
Thank you very much. I'll make sure that I buy me weapons nowhere else.
On this planet, are you a franchise?
Only between here and 2 other planets.
Which ones?
Well, we're just off the rock and we're just off of what was Findrasir.
Oh, well, that's convenient. I'll be shopping a lot with you.
Wonderful.
Antec had something to say.
Antec?
yeah, I was trying to say that if we do in fact get the busters, the reason why I wanted the buster cannons is because if we go through a minefield, or not a minefield, but an asteroid field, we could use it to deflect the asteroids.
What side do you want your buster cannons on? Front, back, left, right.
I would say side. Like
Which?
both sides, if possible.
Okay.
Oh.
You want 2 buster cannons.
That's fine.
Okay, so that comes out to a total of 16.
Fair.
Okay.
So another
So it's-
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
2.
So I've got 63 bill points left. Yeah?
Okay.
That's what you should say that you're loud.
Everybody here knows exactly who you are.
Yeah. And now they're finding out what we're planning on doing with our newfound power.
Protecting yourself, but otherwise doing quite a lot of good.
Well, that and you have a security officer who's smart enough to make modifications and work with the science officers to come up with the better, more interesting ways to use the current weapons.
Also,
Oh, I do hope Alpin is having a good time shopping. I'm sure that little scientist will be quite the asset, eh?
and I'm going to telepathically to them put out there. Not to mention the buster cannons will be really handy if we come upon a war-torn planet with people who need help.
True.
Yep.
Planetary shielding is a thing.
Yep.
And if we can get through, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Seed bomb their planet.
I mean, as long as they don't have the code for their atmosphere being 1, 2, 3, 4, I think we'll be okay.
That's what a buster cannon's for.
Right? It's not like going through Viridia.
And as you leave the weapons section of the builder's market, you come to the armory and systems. Who wants to take a look at this catalog?
I'll take a look at systems.
There you are.
Well,
This is where you're gonna get your armor, your computers, the things that make your ship think.
I want to look at the systems too when you're done, of course, Louise. You're so much better with these number things than I could be. Still,
Damn.
we need a better engine. Or we need a better PCU for this thing.
what's a PCU?
It's a power and it's what controls the power to all the systems in the ship. We need a bigger one. Much bigger.
Very well.
What is the largest what is the largest PCU that will fit in our ship? Stably.
Oh, that's a good point there.
Actually, look at the sales clerk and ask this question.
What size is your ship?
I believe it's what you would consider. Well, you see the main part of the garden fleet?
Partial planet.
Ah, yeah, the big Xenowarden ship.
Is it, I think, huge?
It would be huge, yeah.
It's the biggest PCU that you can that it can handle. We're planning on allowing it to evolve.
You could probably fit just about anything you wanted on that ship.
How much for the biggest one you got? Then we can figure out the rest, because until we know how we're going to power all the systems.
It's a good point. We need power if we're gonna do all the things we'd like to do, right?
Because I look at bets and say, because like, see, each and every one of these, they tell us how much it needs from it in order to function. So we're totally screwed, and guys, like, we don't have the power to run the things we need, like your modifications and workshops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need
Okay.
to definitely upgrade the power system.
So it
The
looks
targeting
like
systems
the-
for our weapons.
Yeah.
Everything needs an upgrade.
So the thing that needs
Power-wise.
the most power at a time, as near as I can tell, is the reconfiguration system. I don't know what that means,
The reconfiguration, right?
but it looks like it takes like 50 power. Did I read that right? Does it take 50 power? Anyway, if we can power that, we can power anything. And we can probably power lots of things all at once. Did I do that right?
I think so. Here, you guys take a look. Tell me what you think.
Well, I guess it depends on which power core you want to put in there.
Well,
Well, I suppose you better add me that
we need
catalog.
something that produces about 750 to be safe.
What are we putting in?
Power pool.
There's a PCU that'll produce 750, but if you look, the catalog tells you how much drain there is on systems. So, you picking your targeting systems, you picking your guidance systems for your or for the main array that guides the mines.
Yeah, the reconfiguration system.
Yeah, that
You
reconfigure.
know that.
Yeah.
That's what the reconfiguration modules do.
So, we need,
Uh,
oh,
we need a
I
700.
suppose I should look at the catalog of,
One of
what
these
did
has
you
it.
call them?
It should be-
PCU?
They're primary computers, and how good of an bear with me. How good of an how sentient of an artificial intelligence do we want?
Well, I mean, our ship does kind of grow. It is, biomechanical wood.
It's a reactive tree right now.
I mean, technically, you could make it towards a tree and things,
I have a question.
Hmm.
For the DM.
Yes?
So it just occurred to Betzel that the hive mind might, like, she's feeling really out of her depth, but the hive mind might be able to explain some of these things to her. Can she reach into the hive mind so that she has some idea of what the hell the word computer means and such?
Absolutely.
Alright, I'm gonna do that for a minute. And try to essentially download as much information as she can about this shit because she has no idea what she's talking about.
It's a room time, man.
Well, you could fit anything smaller than a Titan on there.
Anything smaller than a Titan.
Anything smaller than Titan?
That's what the hive mind says.
Oh.
And for you, you hear one voice trying to kind of hum the rest of the voices together to make words, because they don't usually communicate this directly.
Okay.
It's usually more of like a feeling.
Okay.
For you, I would say it's like a brain.
Oh! Oh, I see. It's how the ship thinks. Thank you. And I recognize that they don't use words so much, so I send gratitude.
Perfect. You hear very elated buzzing from the gratitude. This hive is particularly friendly.
Nice.
I finish looking over the entirety of the catalog of systems and go, there's a lot of pretty words here. But unless we can power it, there's no go.
I'd
So,
recommend a Gateway Ultra.
what's its production?
It produces about 500 and it costs 50. I'll
Sounds
cut you
good to
down to
me.
I'll cut you down to 40 because you've been doing a good lot of business with me and my comrades.
Fair.
So another 10.
It'll get you anywhere you need to go.
Good. That's what we need.
We also need a corpse
So
recycler.
what are we at? 53?
And I kind of want to hold on to the rest of my points for now.
Yeah, I think that's good enough for now. We can always build more after we get through.
We have to install an order.
Wait. I still wanted one more thing.
What's that?
I wanted the anchor system from that weapons list.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Anchor system?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you already purchased the orrery. That was the first thing you bought.
Okay, cool. So, anchor system.
Anchor system.
System.
From the
It was
weapons.
on the
Weapons.
weapons list.
Starship weapons. Ha! Anchoring. Da-da-da-da. So I need to check.
Boy, smart minds out the old cannon.
Excuse you.
That will make carpet mining a planet so much easier.
I don't remember the anchoring system. I think the attachment system, whatever, ballistic.
Yeah, it basically works like a whaling harpoon.
Which means that we could, even in our seeding, drop the chains and drag them across the atmosphere for maximum spread.
Well, I mean, with the reconfiguration drive, we
Wouldn't
can make
even
it
have
to
to
where it
have
works like a rake and pulls in different types
Yeah.
of matter,
Yeah.
extra resources, materials.
But
So we can
specifically, I wanted to
Literally use it for harvesting, mining, and things
Yeah.
of that nature.
And
Yeah.
we can use
Also,
it-
we could use it to tow stranded ships, rescue people.
Yeah.
pull random mines behind
Pull
us
random
in case
mines
we have to
behind
blow
us,
somebody up.
yeah.
A tether will cost you 12.
Okay.
So
Three
another
apiece.
three.
A tether the size for your ship and attached fleet will cost you 12.
Okay,
So that brings us
Me personally, I
so
would
that's
like,
50. We're down
Yep.
to 50.
Each.
Yep.
Me personally, I would like a combat facility elite specifically.
Oh, that combat training facility? Yeah.
Well, if you're buying that for yourself, it'll run you 20 to have it installed.
We'll need it for the whole ship. I'd say we all chip in like we've been.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
with you.
so 5 each. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
On. And if you get on your way and you get about 2 planets over to the north, there is a free captain's board of other various bounties where you can collect on to get more build points.
All for that same goddess.
No,
No.
more bounties.
We could go.
Oh!
We could go.
Oh,
collect.
I'm so sorry. I've had quite the day.
Or if you go a planet to the east of us, you'll find this bright red planet. It's not very friendly and the food's quite foul.
What would it cost?
But you'll find a job board that is slightly less violent in nature.
What would it cost me for a corpse disposer?
Goodness gracious.
A corpse
I don't
recycler.
necessarily mean human corpses. Or
You want a corpse recycler.
Yeah, a corpse recycler.
Sounds positively good. What does it do?
Recycle corpses.
A corpse recycler allows a starship crew to render bodies into parts for necroparts. You don't have any necropart accommodating portions of the ship yet, so you could look at that later.
Okay, I was thinking about maybe the materials for if we came across, a ship and there was plenty of dead people in it.
No. Oh.
Use it for materials.
No. We don't want necropods on our ship. Ew.
Compost.
No, compost is living organisms.
Could also be for
The whole point
weapons.
of compost, it's not necrotized. It's the leftover living organisms.
The corpse recycler is only 2 build points.
I mean, I could buy it myself personally, I'm just saying.
But it-
Just be aware that the output of a corpse recycler is only in units that can be used to create necrografts.
Then I'm good for right now.
Yep.
Sounds positively icky.
It is.
Sounds like a good ship.
It is. From my research on necro grafting, it's
Ship loop.
Positively icky.
ugh.
There's bad, and then there's that.
Right?
I mean,
All right.
we need ship loop for the work.
I think an hour and 15 minutes in is a good point for a bio break.
Good idea. Get up, stretch our legs.
Figure out what we're
We will be right back. Welcome back! Welcome back to Foodies in Space. So, when we left off, you guys had finished with the weapons and armaments, and how your ship gets places.
Did we get a force field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You have a gravity well.
Oh. Okay.
And now, as you turn the corner in this wonderful builder's market, you see more artistic wares. Bits and, little sample-sized bits of different kinds of materials and metals and wooden carvings and whatnot in different shops that you could fit and finish your ship with.
Oh, lovely. But, I seem to be rather... I'm kind of pulling at my now well oversized clothes. I seem to be rather improperly dressed. And, I think I ought to do something about that before I come right out of this dress.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. You hear a smaller voice from the corner saying, but there's a regular artisan's market just around the corner there.
I'll catch up to you boys in a minute. I'm gonna go get me some clothes.
Look at that's boys. Okay. I'm just kind of go wandering off looking for temple goods.
Oh, Louise.
Hmm.
I was hoping you'd come with me. I don't know what Athens wear.
Clothes like what you do in your size, but okay. Just kind of turn around and toddle off.
Are you
What do you
two
wanna
following, or are you going to look at
You
bits
wanna
and
go do?
finishes for the ship?
I was gonna look at stuff for the ship.
I'm down.
All right, we're splitting the party.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
All right.
Our
Do you
list
know
is
how much
limited.
money you two have between you? Because this is going to be in regular money. How much did
I
you
have-
bring?
How much did I bring? Oh, you could roll for that, but I had 12,000 platinum, so. Do you want me to roll for that?
Sure. Give me just a regular. Give me a percentage and then multiply it by 4.
87 times 4. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't math.
I don't math
300.
either.
320 plus 28.
408.
Good job. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's correct. It's 360 plus 48. Or 28. No, 48. 28. Yeah. So it'd be 388.
Yeah.
Yeah, 388.
Yep.
388.
Okay. 388
Yes!
platinum.
Do you know how much platinum you have on you?
Is that what you came up with? 388?
80.
I don't
I
math.
said a thousand.
80 left over?
My bad.
Yeah, I kept back 80 platinum because that's like 800 gold, and anything
Yeah.
else I need I can definitely buy
Yeah,
within
it would-
that range.
It'd be 347 because when I did the math on my phone, I did 87 times 4 and it came up at 348.
Okay, we all suck at math right now.
348.
348. Okay.
So let's go with 348 because calculator.
Which translates out to 3,480 gold.
Lots of gold.
Yes. Plenty of gold. You're wealthy enough to do whatever you'd like. As you round the corner, you do see what all this high tech fades, and you see the familiar, tapestries and awnings of an artisan's market.
Oh, something that looks familiar. Wonder if there's pie. Oh wait, I'm not here for pie.
We'll get pie after clothes.
I suppose I should try to look like a right proper captain, eh?
I was gonna say proportion in that way. His voice doesn't get caught into the
Excuse me.
The food has pulled up.
If you need
We
help,
would like
go.
to thank Chris tonight for the feast.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Thank Chris for the feast.
It's a bit more modern than what we usually go for, but yeah, it would
Yeah.
definitely work for me.
As you wander into the market, the very first thing you see are seamstresses and purveyors of different clothing. Everything from common clothes to really fine silks.
Oh,
I look around. Do I see any other free captains that are like obvious to me free captains?
Since you have the badge on you, they will all stand out to you, and you do see 3.
Do they have anything in common about their appearance, their manner of dress? What do I notice?
No.
No,
They are
damn.
3 entirely unique individuals.
No, damn.
They do carry themselves with, like, their clothes look a little cleaner. You know, they have some decorum to them. But other than that, they are entirely unique individuals who live their lives the way they want to.
I
All right.
kind of grab Betzel by the shoulders and move towards the tailor's shop and go, good captains tell them to make it like they like. And then I'll be right back. I'm going to a haberdasher.
You're going to the haberdash without me?
Oh, yes, it's a surprise. And just dash out the door.
All right. The tailor and seamstress that you've entered into are these 2 very small gnomes.
Oh, wait.
But they are light on their feet and they are in a good mood. A good day to you. And upon seeing the badge that has melded itself with your apron, oh, you must be the new captain in town. Oh, good. See, I told you they'd come here. Any self-respecting Captain Wood. Well, is this the aesthetic you'd like to keep?
No, not in particular. So, I was a bard, and, you know, I bought dresses. I mean, I was a cook in a... Not that I was a lady or anything, but I always comported myself, you know, quite proper for Fenrisir. And now it appears I'm a captain. And I don't know what captains wear, but I thought perhaps, you know, the shiny boots that come all the way up to the knee, and maybe the pantaloons, you know, the ones that kind of poof. And then I thought a nice, right swashbuckling pirate shirt and a real snazzy vest. But the thing is, I do love this apron. I've had it for a long time. And a chef's hat. A proper, but like a chef's hat with like a captain's ribbon, or maybe a feather.
A captain's ribbon, or maybe a...
Or both.
Here's the point where, as a GM, I have to decide how hard I want to make this on our costume department.
I'm the costume department.
Also, to be perfectly clear, I know a place where we can get one very relatively cheaply. And
All right. So as he, this tiny woman starts moving, and suddenly you are whirled up onto a small pedestal, and her husband is like holding your arm out and getting having to lean in a little to get a full measurement, and just a little, and making sure everything is.
I am so enchanted by these gnomes, and the fact that I'm small also, so they're not that much shorter than I am now, which I find delightful. On account of that, I'm going to start singing, I know you, I wanted you once upon a dream, to give them bardic inspiration as they're making my clothes.
Alright, cool. As the measurements are taken, and she is pulling out silks and fabrics and throwing them over her shoulder as she rejects them. You see just a flurry of different fabrics and aha! And you see a flush royal blue that goes quite nicely with your skin tone. And yes, lays it down, and about as soon as he steps down, her husband gets to cutting, and you see these scissors glide through this fabric. This man has cut many a fabric and knows exactly what he's doing, and they are almost dancing around each other. As
If it wasn't a further away, what would you do? You would not hear
and as you sing, they're almost in step with the rhythm. Fabric is being laid down and cut, and suddenly it's being sewn, and before you could really guesstimate what was going on, you are fully dressed to your liking. How do you look?
So, I do in fact have beautiful shiny new boots. And they've got the nice long cuff at the top.
Yep.
And my pants are black, but they've got the balloon with the pleats in them.
Mm-hmm.
So underneath, the underneath pleat is very dark green. Oh, no wait, I suppose it was blue, right?
Blue is just one of the fabrics.
Oh, okay. So it's very dark green, and then my shirt is also a very smart, shiny white color. And it's like very white, and the vest over it matches the pleat in the pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is this sort of beautiful blue sash, and it's in a tone which brings my skin tone and that green together, so that you've got this beautiful sort of swirling blue-green thing. And that sash it's fairly wide, and it goes across, and it's got a little bit of yellow fringe on it. So yeah. And they made me a cape. I actually have a cape, and it's got my kind of like similar to my badge that's on my apron, like here and here, but done in a sort of a brass. And the cape is blue, but with the same dark green trim as is in the trim in the rest of my outfit.
Valerice, I need to whisper. All right, perfect. And as they finish the fit and finish on the outfit, she apologizes and she goes, "I'm still quite sorry, my lady, but you'll have to go to the haberdash for the chef's hat. We don't quite have the materials to make something that would function the way needed."
Did everybody else get food?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
Except
next.
for-
Not you.
And I was next.
Yeah.
So that's about all you'll need is just to go to the haberdash. But I would say 120 gold for the whole lot.
I apologize, I'm over here.
I reach into
grated cheese.
Bethel's apron and I pull out a platinum. That's what I've got.
You want 12 of these.
What?
12 of these. 120 gold.
Pro platinum.
Yes. Feel free to mix it up a little bit. I don't want to look like I'm wearing the same clothes every single day.
Ah, well then 3 dozen sprites appear out of nowhere and start copying your outfit in various colors and tones. And you can pick this up in an hour.
Why, thank you.
Let's make it an even 30 platinum.
One more. In case I have something, really diplomatic, could you make me really fancy dress? And I pull out another 15 platinum.
Perfect. Takes 45 platinum and
Something really fancy.
yeah. Husband, horseman, dear, I think you'll have to see to that one personally. You did take the measurements. And they get busy as you find your way out the door looking for the haberdash and Larice. Larice, it's your turn.
Oh.
You've made it to the haberdash. Inside is a catfolk, with the very ends of her paws gloved. And can I help you?
Yes, I need a hat for a halfling.
A hat for a halfling. What kind of hat?
Chef's hat?
A chef's hat.
You know, kind of almost a stovepipe that looks like a mushroom that got flattened a little bit and rings off the side.
Pulls one off the. I mean, I have standard.
And I start thinking about how many different ways I've seen Betzel make eggs. How many ways have I seen Betzel make eggs?
Fried, scrambled, omelets. That's all I can recall having made in the course of game.
The very beginning
Like,
of
oh
Aelwood,
no, I
you
made
a
quiche once.
I look at the hat maker. How many different ways do you need to know how to make an egg in order to make a quiche that's fluffy and soft?
I don't know. I'm a hatter.
Okay, how many ridges are in the best chef in the entire rocks?
Ah, you want a decorated chef, and pulls down a chef's hat with ridges that have a little bit of blue fabric on the inside and some ruffles off to the side.
Can you do this in like almost blueberry blue with an almost pinkish blush? Pinkish purplish blush to it? As far as the ridges go, the rest should be white.
Yes. Steps back and pulls the same make of hat down and opens up the ridges. You see that this has not had a ribbon inlay. And pulls down a two-tone blue, like that blue, rich blueberry blue, but in the right light you catch a little bit of pink off of it.
Just
Well,
like
that's
when Betzel blushes. Perfect.
And
Oh.
pulls out a needle and hand sews in fine, tiny little stitches. This ribbon
Sit
in.
there memorizing what they're doing and watching.
Gets around and all of the ridges surprisingly soon, have a lining, and then she takes and makes the ruffles out of the side. And
Perfect. I'd like it in a gift-wrapped box, please. And how much?
oh, I'd say 15 gold at most. It is still just a hat. It's
Hand them-
linen and ribbon.
Hand them 3 platinum pieces.
Oh. Will you be wanting change?
No.
All right. And sets it nicely into the box, takes some tissue paper down, makes little, founts out of the tissue paper and sticks it in so it's nicely decorated inside the box. Sets the box on top, and right about this time, you locate but do not enter the haberdash. It's handed to you, and you're on your way.
As I'm would I see Betzel through the windows?
Yes.
Do you see that the blue halfling out there?
Oh. Yes.
That's my captain. This will be her hat. Can you maybe have 5 more that are other complementary shades to her complexion sent to the Hero's Feast? And I set a stack of 15 platinum on the thing and
It'll be delivered this evening.
actually go skipping out the door towards Betzel.
With your box.
And like, if a bird could smile through a beak, that's what you're seeing as they're
I
skipping
imagine
up.
your wings like.
No wings. Just
right.
arms.
Just arms.
Oh yeah.
Just comes skipping up. Found you.
There you are. How was the haberdash?
Well, here you go. And
For me? Oh, Louise.
open it.
She takes the lid off the box and she sees the hat. She sees the tissue paper. She kind of, untissue papers it. She picks it up. Oh, it's gorgeous. I can't say I know how to make that many kinds of eggs, but I definitely can brew that many kinds of tea. And I put it on and kind of pat it down a bit. And how do I look?
Like a captain. Hook arms with Fleury, or actually try to almost hook arms with Betzel, but Betzel is now like micro-sized, so it just doesn't quite work. Like, let's go find the boys.
All right, off to boys. So you are in the artisan corner of the builder's market. What are you looking for?
Yeah. You want to get?
Are you gilding? Are you reinforcing? What you doing?
I was thinking maybe reinforcing.
All right.
Reinforcing.
I'm not sure. I'm just shopping around.
All right.
Well, we might wanna. I want to get some stuff for my personal quarters. Like, I don't know what's all in it right now.
These are the special materials. The rest are regular materials like steel, iron, gold, silver, etc.
That's for the ship.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you what you can use each material for. Like power cores. And while you guys do your shopping, I'm going to feed my face.
So talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So what do you think we need? These are all the special. Use some of them for power cores.
Yeah. This is the one I was thinking of. Cicada. It's resilient to hot and cold atmospheres.
Oh, so it's like it could be thermal capacitor.
Yeah, or we could use it for the shields, like the actual hull itself. So if we're going into an atmosphere and our reflectors are down, we'd be able to use it.
Hey,
Kind of cool.
talk louder so people can hear.
Yeah,
Louder.
role playing.
I was gonna say we could use the cicate, I believe that's what it's called. So a mineral that we'd be able to use.
Silicate.
Yeah. We could use it for like thermal capacitors. It could also be a material we could use for creating shields on the hull, like armor. So that way, if we go into a planet and the actual shields are down for whatever reason, we have a little bit of like, not only heat absorption but also for cold absorption. Because it's thermal. It could also come in handy for other things like, fire retarding certain parts of the ship or atmospheric controls in certain parts of the ship.
It's also good as a kind of like cloaking.
Yep.
It can scare vessel systems against enemy sensors.
Yep.
So it pretty much blocks us from being scanned.
It can block us from being scanned. It can also block our weapons from being scanned as well. For cargo.
I also want to check out, I don't know how to pronounce it, because
Gisette?
I don't know.
Gisette?
Gisette?
Jose.
Gisette?
Yep.
Sick, 'cause it sounds like something that a lot of kids would say nowadays.
Jose.
I need a Jose necklace.
What?
No! We might not be a case ship, but damn.
But because it's good for power core metal, and it's also good for sensors like analyze supernatural auras and unseen magical currents.
Mm-hmm.
So we can put it on our sensors to detect magic around us.
It can also detect and then reflect magic as well.
Yeah. So I wanted to try that too. Get some of that
Alright.
gilding.
Any other?
So far, those are the two that I was looking at.
That's what I was thinking. I can think of quite a few purposes.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Love how we're all going for multi-tool options.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
gilding and armoring, upgrading all the gilding and armoring to those two types of material would run you about 24 build points between you.
24. Okay, so that would bring
12 each.
yeah. 12 each.
Since the two of you are the only ones there.
Yep. That's between you all.
Yep. So that would drop us down to 33.
Well, I kind of want to see if I
Far
can
from broke.
persuade. I want to see if I can persuade it to a lower price, or kind of get them to like come off the price maybe by like 40.
All right, then persuade me.
Alright.
Run your mouth first.
You gotta try to convince, and then you gotta roll to see if it's convincing enough.
Ah, son of a bitch.
It'll determine whether it's a base roll, disadvantage, or advantage.
Okay. I was wondering if we can get the materials for a lower price.
And why would I do that?
Well, maybe I could possibly share some of my modification ideas with you. Get you more profit.
Are you saying I haven't already thought of your ideas?
I'm pretty sure you haven't.
And what would modifications do for a simple materials salesman?
Well, you could use it as blueprints and sell the blueprints off to some of your higher buyers.
Okay, but I'm not an engineer.
True, you're not an engineer. But
Why
if you
would they
sell
come
off-
to me for blueprints?
Well, they're not going to come to you for blueprints.
So what would I do with the blueprints if nobody's coming to me for blueprints?
If they're coming to you with higher amounts of materials that they're buying, you could offer it as an upgrade to their ship. You could sell them that upgrade.
And why would they trust me with a blueprint that I don't know the author of, and I'm not an engineer?
Well, you do know the author of.
I don't know you.
True, you do not know me, but I can take and put my name on there. I'm pretty sure around the galaxies my name would get very famous.
It's not famous now.
I think you're banned.
Not as an engineer.
Well, have you ever heard of Ahsoka?
Of course we know who you are as far as part of the Heroes Feast, but I don't know you as an engineer.
True, you don't know me as an engineer. I'm also not an engineer.
Then why would I trust your blueprints?
I can prove to you that I can make my blueprint work.
How?
Well, I currently have, and I show like the bracer, and I modified this to be not only a deflector but also a force field.
Alright. Reaches down and picks up just what you could tell is just an itty bitty little like popper bomb and hucks it at you.
I'm gonna try to bring up my arm and press the button that I have to make it into a deflector.
Okay, roll a flat 20.
Don't fail me, dice. I love you. Where in the hell is my D20?
In your hand.
That's not my D20. It's
Yes, it was.
No, this is not mine. It's a different one. It's somebody else's, but I'm gonna use it anyway.
Well, I was gonna say it's in your set, so just a
Close.
flash.
Just a flat one?
Mhm.
12.
Alright. It does extend and catch the tiny projectile, which poofs a little bit of powder.
Okay.
It's not designed to hurt you.
Yeah.
Alright. And you designed that?
Yes, I designed it, and I also designed it to also, like I said, be a force field.
Alright, how much of a discount are you asking in exchange for blueprints for that? Because that's the only thing I know right well that you know how to make.
I'm asking that currently we should get my crew should get roughly 10% off.
Alright, so you'd rather pay just a flat 20.
Well, I'm thinking 10% off for anything we purchase.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to offer me a bit more than the blueprint for a low-tech shield.
What about a sword?
Show me that it works.
Right here, and I pull out my hand on the other hand. Well, I obviously put up my other hand, and I'm wearing a bracelet, and on the bracelet you can see like specks of red and other weird metals, and I'm gonna take and do say that this is my RPS. I call this a regulated plasma sword. And I press a button and out pops this like scimitar that's made of like a combination of energy and lightning, and it's blue.
Alright, he tosses an apple at you.
I'm gonna slice the apple in
Okay,
half.
roll to hit.
Am I doing a base?
Yeah, you can add your attack bonus. I think it should be like a plus 12 or something.
Attack bonus? What do you mean attack bonus? What would that be under?
It would be with your weapon.
My hit?
Yeah.
Alright, so my hit's 27, 28.
Did you roll a 1?
Roll a 2.
I'm gonna give it to you because it's an apple,
Alright.
and a 27 is more than enough.
Well then, as I hit the apple, it's gonna come apart in pieces, but when it comes apart, I was thinking the two sides just kind of like burn to a crisp.
Alright, so for the blueprint for that, and for the shield, I can give you a 10% discount for the day.
For the day?
For the day.
What about to make it more permanent?
You would have to design something I can sell over and over and over again for the amount of profit you'd be sinkholing me out of.
Alright, so how about... Let me think of something else I would design. How about a gravity mine?
Alright. I'll tell you what, you bring me a working blueprint for a gravity mine and you can have and keep a 10% discount at any shop bearing that logo.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and reach into my bag and pull out the blueprint for the gravity mine.
The gravity mine you haven't designed yet?
Well, the
Haven't
one
built yet.
one of the ones I started designing. It's a
Okay.
prototype, but it's a blueprint of that prototype.
So you're going to try to convince him to take a blueprint for a thing you haven't tested and don't know will work.
Yes, I'm gonna explain that it's a prototype. It hasn't been tested.
I'm gonna need you to roll one hell of a diplomacy check.
All right,
Roll
food.
fucking high.
All right, food. You need to
Move.
put you up there.
It's time to get serious.
Do you want my lucky Genie D dice?
No.
The voice shake.
Fuck. Nope, that's not it. Damn it.
Are you sure?
Use one of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the purple one here. Because that purple one just seems like it might show me some love, I'm hoping.
Oh, 19.
19
Yes!
on the dice, and
Plus
then
diplomacy.
my diplomacy is a 20, so I have a 39.
DC was 35.
Sweet!
He takes your prototype and you have a permanent 10% discount.
At every store with this logo?
You would know this as Godric's Goods.
Godric's Goods. Dun, 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 dun.
On this planet, he's just a seller of materials.
That's just
On this planet.
Yes, on this planet, he sells materials for ships.
I'm not there right now, so I can't ask you.
Same.
Oh, We're not very far away.
No,
You could
no,
come join
there-
us.
We're in a
Yeah,
completely different
come
district.
through.
We're off looking at
There-
them.
yeah.
So,
It's
how
the only
long,
thing you found that sells here.
so how long is the
Oh,
10%
I know where
off?
we're going next.
It
Lovey.
lasts and
Permanent.
lasts.
Okay.
Though you will have a bounty on your head if it blows up and hurts him.
Brand new quarters.
So as long as he makes money, we're good.
Yep, as long as he's making money, you're good. If he or someone he cares about gets hurt, you're not.
I'd spill some of this batter.
I was gonna say, like, as part of our clause in there, just go ahead and tell him, like, you know, hey, look, if you have any issues with it, bring it back.
Make them really noise curtains for them.
Oh yeah, he'll bring it back. But if he gets hurt by it or someone he cares about gets hurt by it, he's coming for your head.
Make it
Yeah, I
lovely.
don't see,
Crew,
I don't see my invention being that bad off. I think it'll work.
and of course the bridge quarter.
All right, and back to Betzel and Larice.
So, as you all come in, we've been discussing where to go next. So, what you get is, okay. So, before we go do that, we should find some place to pawn off the toe.
Think you'll get that.
That way, you can have all you could possibly need, no matter how much they ask.
I thought we were going to turn the goddess into a resort and we wanted to reattach the toe.
Yeah, we'll have them build a brand new one.
It wouldn't be the goddess.
That part of it wouldn't be the real goddess, but we could make it into a nice observation thing with glass on the big toe. For a big toe.
I suppose that could be our discount room. People are going to want the real goddess. I was going to, you know, put it back. Besides which, we have plenty of platinum.
Well, yes, we have plenty of platinum, but more shiny things are always good. Because we still have to go to the market district and investigate the most important part of the ship.
What would that be?
Food.
Oh, we're going to get there. I don't think we need the toe. Let's hold on to the toe. We have all this platinum. Look, you have 12,000 and I have 12,000 and our friends, whatever they're doing, they also have 12,000. We're going to be fine. Come on, let's go get curtains.
All right,
Okay.
Titanius, as they wander off to look for curtains, what are you doing?
I am gonna. Are you still with me after we got that discount?
Hell yeah.
So
Mm.
I am gonna go through and I'm getting kind of hungry, so I'm gonna just look for like a little cafe or a little like.
You'll have to go to the market district for that. This is a builder's district.
You wanna go to the market district and get some food?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, and walking along your way, you do in fact find Betzel and Larice. Betzel is wearing a very nice, fine tailored outfit and a chef's hat with a couple of ribbons.
Oh, there you are. I found the most wonderful tailor. Would you? I mean, it's on me. Come on.
Yeah, I could use a new outfit.
Why not? Oh, by the way, we also have a 10% discount now. Well, 10% off, pretty much permanently, at Godrich Goods.
That sounds lovely.
I sold 3 of my blueprints.
Oh, good for you. Why, we're gonna be great at this.
Well done at that, by the way. That was fun.
Right? I came up with the thought for it. I figured material, why not?
Where were you boys at it?
We were gonna go get some food, but if you're offering to get clothes, I could use a new outfit.
Food sounds lovely. Let's get food first, and then that'll give me time to lay out my vision for the ships and for your quarters. You've got to tell me what you want in them.
Oh, also, we added upgrades to the ship.
Oh, you must tell me. All right. Where can we go to get? Wait, what are you in the mood for? I want croissant.
I was just told to go to the market district. That's where the food is, and whatever we find, whatever smell we smell. I mean, they'll probably have croissants and whatever I smell.
I
What
want
do
to
you-
give gravy.
You want biscuits and gravy?
Whatever smells good.
Something new.
Yeah, something different. Something that smells just. unique.
Something I've never
Something
even seen.
new.
Something I've never even seen the likes of before, but still edible.
Let's follow our noses and see what's out there.
That's
All
what I was
right,
thinking.
everybody roll a perception check of that if you're following your noses.
Oh,
Right, bro.
that's right.
think I want my
Oh my
Ruby
God.
Citrus dice for
Yay.
this one.
Natural 20.
Where's my
It's
Ruby
strong.
Super 20?
Did I break my
Oh,
brain
there it
or
is.
something? Like, oh, there it is. This is. I was like, where the hell did that 20 go?
I need to get my book out. So
Ah.
I can't go too
It was a what?
far. Perception.
Perception.
So, and you wanted me to double my dice?
Yes,
Okay, so 12. I rolled a 6.
Oh, fuck.
that works.
Oh, plus, I don't know what the new
Plus-
perception bonus would be. So I guess whatever my
Add your
old
old
perception.
one and do the same thing to it.
So I got 28 plus 9.
Add the old one and then double it?
Would be
Oh, okay.
37.
Yep.
I got 34.
34.
Plus 4. 16.
16. All right. Ouch. Bethel's very, very enthralled with her clothing.
Everything. All the everything.
All the everything, and the hive mind is buzzing right along with you in all of your happy.
So all of the, basically all of the smells are just flowing into your brain all at one time.
And you're not catching a one of them. You, however, very much so catch a strong whiff of fruit and bread that your nose has never picked up before. What'd you guys roll?
I got a 37.
34.
Right, you catch some interesting meat smells. And you're not sure what it is, but it smells freaking yummy.
Alright.
You hear your stomach start to gurgle and growl.
Look around for a place that looks like a eating area or a dining type area.
Just off in the distance a little bit, you do see a dinery market.
So like tables in the middle or
Tables in the middle, shops around the side.
let's go find a place to sit. Everybody get enough for everybody and meet back at a table of our determining.
Just go everywhere.
Oh, I love it!
What
Let's
do you
go find a
think?
place to sit.
Everybody go find something that looks nami, bring it back, and we all share. Bring back
Sounds
enough
like
for
an
four.
idea. Around what time is it right now? I mean in the...
You're seeing a little bit of, a little bit of red in the clouds.
So it's starting to get like close to dark.
It's just barely starting to set. You notice the sun has moved quite slowly.
Okay. Alright, the reason why I was asking is I was wondering about like a campfire for a picnic kind of deal that we're going to be having. Yeah.
Not yet.
Alright, so campfire, not necessary, got it. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to just the closest one that has this meat smell that I found.
And you come up and for somehow in the back of this hut there is a roaring fire. I mean, huge flames and meat dangling in it, dripping with various juices.
What's good?
All of it.
How much for a sample powder of all of it?
Oh. I think I would do that for 3 platinum. I sell 27 different kinds of meat.
I'll take one of them.
All right.
And I hand you 3 platinum.
Bloop. And this, another sprite, though this time looks like it could be maybe a flower, maybe a butterfly, maybe. Just flits over and blip, 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 and makes a big old box out of it and sets it down there. There you go, enjoy your meal.
Thank you. Here's a gold for your time.
Very nice.
And I take the sampler platter and I go to the nearest table where everybody's. I'm guessing you guys are all kind of doing your own food at this moment.
Mhm.
So I just sit down at the nearest table that's going to accommodate all of us, and I just set the food down and I wait.
I'm gonna get a big seafood salad on top of like rice.
Okay, so you're turning your nose towards fish.
Yeah, I was thinking like crab, some octopus, throwing some shrimp, maybe some whale. I mean,
The good stuff.
the good stuff.
The good stuff.
Good nutritional,
Where you
hefty,
are?
hearty meats.
I mean, you're not far off the ocean.
Yeah, but it's also a very high-tech society, which means that there's other kinds of octopus.
They could replicate it.
You do
after.
come up to what smells like a seafood eatery.
Sweet.
Are you going to trust the smell of fish on a planet you've never visited?
Why the hell not?
Alright, you step in and kind of similar. You don't see the roaring fire, but you do see hooks with various cooked and uncooked fish and other sea life that you're pretty sure that's sea. I mean, it doesn't. Is that a leg?
Well,
Or a fin?
I mean, to be fair, Antek kind of looks at life as you only live once. So, I mean, might as well make the best of it. If I'm gonna die, I might as well die happy.
And as you're looking up at the wall, you catch a cane across, like right here, your shins. Can I help you?
Yeah, I would like a seafood salad on top of some rice.
What kind of seafood?
Octopus, crab,
All
some
right.
shrimp.
Go hobbling up,
Yeah,
On
lobster.
there.
Why not?
grabs a big lobster. They didn't think that was a lobster, but he calls it a lobster. And puts it and grabs probably the squiggliest looking octopus you've ever seen. And yeah.
Do you have any sand beetles?
Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, some sand beetle in there.
Grabs a couple of what looked like they could be oysters or clams and ba-dup, and takes a big old pan of rice that's been cooking and just kind of whoop, and then dumps the seafood on top of it. It's all been cooked. That'll be 5 gold. Get the fuck out of my shop.
Why am I being told to get the fuck out of here?
Because he's small and you are a dragon.
It's probably not a good day to piss off a barbarian. But I'm in a good mood today. 1 platinum, and I walk out.
Ding. The little guys don't like the big guys around here. That's how you end up in the next guy's shop. All right, Larice, what are you looking for?
I'm following my nose towards that whatever was a bready, fruity, something I'd never smelled before.
You step into a bakery. Within this bakery, there are pies and tarts. You've seen some of them before, but you see this collection of tarts that smell has never wafted across your beak in all your travels.
What are those?
Well, those are castor berries.
What's a castorberry?
Well, it makes all the colors more colorful, that's what it does.
Well, Betsy will be mad at me if I do that while she's trying to figure out how to fly a starship.
Oh, it won't mess with your mental facilities, just make the colors brighter.
Uh-huh.
It's a trick of the eyes.
What am I talking to?
You are talking to a very dark little sprite. Like if the Scene Kids from the 2005s walked out but grew wings and were like this big.
What about the
God.
goth kids from South Park?
Oh god. Just like I said, just a trick of the eyes, huh?
I can't sell anything else without a license around here. They get mad at me. I do have stuff that does tricks of the mind.
I'm a total criminal.
And how do I know that you aren't... Oh wait, hold on, I'm a free cat.
They were in my backpack.
I can just say that I wanted it for personal experiment. I'm under a free captain. I can use that to stock my lab.
Well then, I have things that'll do tricks of the mind, tricks of the body, and just outright make you explode.
Reach into my bottle, pull out, or reach into my bag of holding, and I pull out one of the wild shape ales.
In
And
bottle or marble form?
in marble form, and then I change it in front of him.
Ooh, I like that.
Here's the deal. I'll give you 10 of these bottles. I know you'll figure out how to make more. And you stock my lab with ingredients on the Hero's Feast in the science department. Aside from that, I need the most interesting tart that you had with a fruit that somebody like me who surveyed the galaxy has no idea what it is.
Reaches up and snatches down a tart, and it's got. Well, it was green. Now it's. Is it red now? Wait. Blue? And hands it to you.
I need 20 of those.
You heard him, or her, or it.
Oh, the cloak. Her.
Her. You heard her. You heard the bird. 20 of these. Yes. The color shift tarts. And to a table or to the Hero's Feast?
The tarts to a table where the rest of, well, my captain and the rest of the crew will be momentarily. They just need to follow me because I can't lift all that.
Alright. Well, we'll have it walked up to your table then. It'll take us a minute to make it.
Okay.
But hand you the one. Let's settle on those bottles and a platinum.
Deal. And then the platinum piece and those bottles.
You see immediately, shape changes it and woof. So what is this? A trick of the mind? A trick of the body? Trick of the eyes? What is it?
Wild shape whiskey.
Oh, you're from Aelwood.
It doesn't exist. Well, no. I helped blow up Aelwood.
All right, and that brings us, as you are carrying out what you can, and the rest is being delivered to the table. That brings us to Betzel.
Betzel was entirely distracted by the numerous smells, and at first she couldn't pick a direction at all, so she was just kind of, but then her eyes landed on a window front that had every cheese imaginable, and without needing to smell a thing, she immediately went into the place that had all of the beautiful, beautiful cheese.
You walk in, and a profound smell hits your newfound halfling nose. Some of it's very fine and sharp and sweet, and some of it is
I love me some stinky cheese.
What are you looking for?
Well, two things. My name's Captain Betzel Edelweiss.
Betzel Edelweiss.
Captain of the Hero's Feast. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Good to meet. And before you, in this very small shop, is a very large woman. She's leaning down, and the top of her head is, like, resting on the rafter.
Species like giant?
Half giant.
Half giant. I saw your display, and two things. My friends and I, we're going to have a bit of a feast out in the dining area, and so I was hoping you would possibly accommodate a sampler's platter of your finest cheeses. It doesn't have to be very big, just enough, to fill in the spaces, but your very favorites. And then also, I would like 25 pounds of everything for my ship, larders.
Reaches over and pulls down a rack of shopkeep's choice cheese
No,
selection.
not. I need, excuse me, I'm so sorry. There's a lot of people on those ships. I'm going to need 100 pounds of each of your cheeses. I do realize I might have to come back for some of it, but can I basically buy you out?
I mean, you can. It'll cost you about 100 platinum.
I can do that!
All right then. Over
And
then.
I reach into my pouch And I go to hand her the 100 platinum, and I'm like, oh, hold on. I realize this is a terrible inconvenience. And I pull out another 20.
Oh, woman of decorum. I'll have that delivered directly to your ship. No need to return. And you see, pulls 2 ropes and the windows are shuttered. Alright, well, boys have been bought out. Get everything in this and the storehouse taken down to the hero's feast.
Thank you so much. You are a lovely, lovely person. If you should ever need anything at all, ask for me. I intend to travel the stars, and I will bring you anything that you might require.
I'll keep you in mind. And as the shopkeep's choice platter is delivered to the table, all of your food gets to the table, as do you.
So, I found these very interesting tarts, and it changes color, like cycling through the rainbow as you look at it.
Oh, how incredibly beautiful! I've never seen a dessert like that. Oh my goodness. I could smell kind of like the combination of meats from both of yours. So I'm like, do we want coffee or tea or wine?
Wine.
Wine. Wine. Yes, for the cheese.
Cheese?
Oh yes.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you didn't get me.
And I show the platter of exotic cheeses that I just ordered. I had all of this brought to the larders.
So as you're discussing which beverage to have, it is in fact brought to you that you've been given a couple bottles of fine wine for your wonderful customer.
Patronage.
Yes. This little market has made more money than it usually makes in an entire week off y'all today.
How much did that cheese cost me? 1,200?
1,200 gold.
120.
120 platinum.
Yep. You'll need to mark that off.
Yeah.
And what do you guys turn into first?
Oh,
I just grab a big old plate and grab a little bit of everything.
Same.
Alright, what goes into your mouths first?
I want to try that dessert, that biscuit with the bright colored jam.
yeah, I'm
The
looking
color
at the
shift.
dessert
Tarts.
first.
Yeah, I'm looking at the tarts, because not always tarts are not always dessert. Sometimes they're a good breakfast.
Life's too short not to eat dessert first.
So I gotta try that tart
Who's
first.
popping one in their face hole first? Alright, roll for initiative.
Pretty much a 1, 2, 3 nom.
I was gonna say, I
Alright.
think we're all at the same time, just like looking at it.
Okay,
and
well
just
then
going,
make the safe
Yeah.
perception check.
a perception check.
Uh-huh.
28.
28. You notice that everybody who took a tart to the face starts shifting colors. They have no other physical effects, their skin just changes colors for the next hour.
37.
You notice the same thing. You'd have to get less than a 4.
36.
Okay. Okay. Everybody notices that everybody starts shifting colors. These are color shift berries.
Oh, these are so much fun. I wonder if they make the food taste different too. And I reach over
I must be lucky because I didn't do it. So.
and I grab something that
Oh,
the
you see one of
closest
those
to
maybe
my
now.
mind
Oh, yeah.
is like it looks kind of like a savory roast beef with like the juices just flowing, and I reach over and I grab some of that. Mm.
And it falls apart in your mouth.
Mm.
It's not quite a beef, but it does fall apart like it.
Oh,
I
I have
kinda-
no idea what this is, but with a lovely pic.
It's kind of what I'm looking for. It's kind of like a shawarma, like a lamb on a big roast lamb that I can cut slices off or cut little pieces off.
You see one that's about yay big, it is a sample platter.
Yeah. So I cut little pieces off of that and I try that.
Again,
along
it doesn't
with
quite
other-
taste like lamb, but it is good and it crumbles the way lamb should.
I look for the strangest colored meat on the table.
You find one that is bright yellow.
I pick it up and I put it in my mouth, and then go looking for a piece of fish to match.
It is an oddly sour meat, but you can tell it's not rotten. It's fresh. It's got the the pluckness of fresh meat.
Lemony.
But it's sour. As you look at the seafoods, you see, oh, they all look kind of like seafood, but
What's the one that looks the most bizarre?
there is what looks like it could have maybe one day in an evolutionary past life been an octopus. Like if evolution kind of bypassed octopus while it was figuring itself out.
Cooked or raw?
Cooked.
Take my dagger out, cut off a tentacle, and just start chewing on it.
The tentacle starts slapping you.
Swallow it whole.
You feel it wriggle all the way down.
Start giggling and fall out of my chair.
It's very dead, but the moment you took a bite, it just.
And it tickles on the inside.
Uh-huh. All of the food here is quite fun to eat. Alright, who's next?
You
That would be
tried-
Chris again.
Yeah.
No, actually, we haven't heard from him.
Yeah, Buddy, what are you taking a bite out of?
To finish what he's taking a bite out of?
No, I took a bite out of the lamb.
Yeah, it doesn't quite taste like lamb, but it crumbles nicely.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I tried was I tried the wine.
Alright, which bottle of wine? You were given one that is deep red in color, very clear in color, and one that is oddly blue.
Let me get.
I hope you would. Give me a fortitude save.
32. Where's 32?
Nothing here is going to give you much of an effect. It's not designed to fuck you up or change you much.
Oh, yeah. 40.
40? Yeah, nope, nothing happens, but you do get a kind of a little bit of a bubble gut.
Alright. So I got the fourths.
As you belch, a little bit of glitter spits out.
Betzel, it's booze that makes you burp glitter.
Alright, so
Oh,
I'm
I've got
gonna
to try that. So, oh, sorry.
I'm gonna also try food. I'm gonna go ahead and try what did you bring?
I brought those tarts.
What did that's
Cheese.
Cheeses.
Oh, I'm gonna try some cheese.
Just gonna pick one up and eat it?
I'm gonna pick one up that looks like it's got little black boogies crawling on it.
Alright, you do find one that looks like it is this insect cheese of some kind.
Like a white cheese.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't necessarily call those mites. They're more like worms.
Alright.
Take a bite. They're alive, and this is real sharp cheese. Sharpie, it gets that prickle in your nose when you take a bite. It goes nicely with the wine you drank.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and chew it up, swallow it. Not like a fast chew, but take time to let it linger a little bit and then swallow it.
Nice. Alright, Chris, what's the next thing you're taking a bite out of?
I want to try the wine. The blue wine.
Alright, give me a fortitude save. Roll low for fun effects.
Like all the times to that one.
Right?
12 plus 26 is 38.
38, same with you. You get a little bit of bubble gut, you let out a belch, and you spit out some glitter.
God damn stripper juice.
Alright, Betzel.
They should name this stripper butter.
Betzel looks for a really moldy piece of cheese.
Oh, you find one that's got molds of different shades in it that is
Nice crust of
marbled
mold
through it.
Oh, and marbled through it. Does it have a nice crust on it? Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Someone with a nice crust, nice marbling, definitely of the blue cheese, moldy cheese,
Yep.
stinky cheese variety. Is it crumbly or?
It's very crumbly.
Very crumbly. Okay, so I take a bit of that and a piece of the salad from the seafood salad,
Mm-hmm.
and just a little shrimp
Mm-hmm.
from the seafood salad. I put that on there. I crumble the cheese over the top of it, kind of wrap it all up in the salad leaf, and pop that in my mouth. And then as I'm absorbing that and all those flavors, I take a nice ladylike sip of the blue wine.
Alright, give me a fortitude save.
A fortitude save.
Sounds like a weird combo, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like we're playing liar's dice again, except for without dice.
Rude.
It's got dice!
Oh, wait.
This is like, will it fuck you up or not?
Gastrointestinal roulette.
Right. Yeah, something
Oh,
like
shit.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Let
say,
me try that
Like
again.
by a
you need to
vowel.
roll on a 20.
Right?
Oh, a 20?
Yeah, fortitude save is a...
It's
What the
on,
fuck am I doing?
yeah, on the
My bad. Fortitude save.
5E it'd be
I rolled a 4.
8 plus your constitution bonus
yeah.
times 2.
yeah, cause plus constitution.
Constitution.
So
Is it plus 8?
You're good.
well. Oh. My constitution was a +2, so a +4. So 8 plus 4, total of 12.
You full on sprout wings. Big rainbow absurdities. They are heavy, they are shiny, they are made of rainbows.
Are they real?
No, that you cannot fly with them, but they feel as real as need be. They're just too heavy to get you off the ground.
All the same, as if they were pretty dressed.
Your mind is not affected whatsoever. Your body just now, you do now have this added little bit of weight to your back, so if you aren't paying attention, you could fall backwards.
I wonder how long these will last as I take another bite of seafood salad and cheese and a very tiny sip of wine.
The colors get a little brighter and start shifting.
That's what this
Larice!
It's called.
And Larice.
I look at the glass of the blue wine, and I go, well, we know what the blue one does. I pour a pint of the red wine and drink it like an ale.
Alright.
It's been a long day.
I'm gonna need a fortitude save either way.
Okay. Well, I expected that. $28.
28, you're drunk.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just wine. How depressing. Pour a pint of the other one, and drink that down.
The blue one or the white, the clear one?
The clear one.
The blue one.
The blue one? Alright.
30.
30. At a 30, it's weird, but you think your beak is almost rubbery now. Like, you could stretch it if you wanted to.
I actually try.
It succeeds. Your beak is stretchy, your feathers have a rubbery, stretchy effect, and they are much more luminescent than they usually are now.
Oh, it's so pretty, Larry.
Yeah. I'm cool. And then I start looking for a cheese that has molds in it that seem to mimic that tart.
Also, I'm going to look for creamier cheese this time, and a bit of bread.
And as you guys get to
and
eating,
more of that lovely, lovely lamb.
you get to eating, you do find your cheese. You find one that has a little bit of, it looks like the mold was taken off of the color shift berries.
Pop it in my mouth.
Oddly enough, just the area around your lips starts to shift colors differently from the rest of you.
You can see it on the edge of the beaks. Lipstick. Lipstick?
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm good.
And I think with the feast being had and all of the accoutrements being delivered to the ship, and think this is where we'll call it. Because we could go on about foods for 6 hours if we tried.
We are foodies in
Oh,
space.
but before we call it, just so you know, after dinner, we're all going to go and get our quarters appointed quite nicely, yes?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Appointed meaning that you can put what you want in your room and design it the way you like.
Yes.
Oh, I figured that.
You never can tell.
I
Oh.
almost don't miss me ears anymore. I think I'm
Almost.
gonna like being a halfling.
Please remember, like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And have a great night.
But
As
also,
always, live long and prosper.
don't forget about our sponsors. Bye.
Bye.